And welcome back to The Price of Business. Your host today, Bill Knapik, sitting in for Kevin Price. I want to remind you to go to usdailyreview.com to hear all the shows, to hear this show again and again, or thepriceofbusiness.com, because what happens here goes over there. In the meantime, real estate. We're going to talk about real estate a little bit in terms of the American dream. We're also going to talk to you about a little bit about real estate closing, about title companies, in particular, the great Stewart Title Company. I happen to work for Stewart in developing business, and again, I host that radio show called Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. About 115 shows into that. It's great. Every Saturday at 1 p.m. you can hear Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title as I host that, and we talk to real estate professionals all over Houston and even outside of Houston. So we encourage you to go to Stewart.com to hear some of the previous shows. In the meantime, we are honored as Stewart Title is a company that is nationwide, even international, started right down the road in Galveston, Texas, 122 years ago. That's right, I said 122 years ago. We are Houston's hometown title company, and we have a business development officer right here in the studio. Her name is Natasha Livingston. Natasha, thank you and welcome to the show.
Thank you, Bill. I'm so excited to be here, and thank you for having me.
Exciting. And you know, Stewart is Houston's hometown title company.
Yes, it is, Bill. Mainly what you just said, I think, is the really sticking point. Stewart has been around for 122 years. There are not many that can say that. And myself being a native Houstonian, that means a lot to work for such a company.
Indeed. And people a lot of times don't think about the title company. Certainly they think about it because they know that's where the real estate transaction will be closed, certainly here in Houston, Texas. But they don't realize all that goes on, all the things that are coordinated. But tell us first about your office. You are, like me, in the Memorial Town and Country office. Tell us a little bit about that great office.
Yes, Bill, we have a fantastic office, very conveniently located at I-10 West and the Beltway. We have two great closers over there that have together been in business for over 40 years. So they bring lots of wisdom and knowledge to the actual closing process. And what that means for those that are closing on a home, whether they're a first-time home buyer, whether they're a seasoned home buyer, this is going to be meaningful to them. They have folks that are there to sit with them and guide them through the process. Our office employs great people. We try to provide world-class service. Business development officers such as yourself and myself are there to serve the realtors and help them build their business as well.
And also to make the closing process as smooth as possible. And I want to bring forth that stability is so important with the title company. Again, 122 years at Stewart. I would choose Stewart, not just because I work there, because of just of these facts.
Absolutely.
And another thing people forget about sometimes is financial strength of a title company. And not just being in business so long, but being rated. And all financial companies are rated by independent companies. And Stewart Title is always in the highest of ratings with companies like Demotech and AM Best, and that means they're like we are A and A minus are in those recent ratings.
Yes. And another thing that folks don't realize about Stewart Title, when you have the longevity and the stability in the community that we have had, we have closed more properties in the Harris County and Galveston area than any other title company. And when I say that, we have repeatedly closed the same properties, not just once, not just twice, but most often 3 times or not. So when that realtor or homeowner, they come to us, they entrust us to have title pulled, make sure that everything is clear, there are no legal liens or judgments against that property, and they depend on us to do that. And that's why one of our going logos right now is Real Partners, Real Possibilities. We make that possible by partnering in all aspects of the real estate transaction, not only with the homeowners, the buyers, and the sellers, but as you mentioned before, we also look to make a smooth transition and a transaction that's worthwhile for the realtors as well.
There's no doubt about it. And again, we have about 30-some locations all around Houston, the Galveston area, around the United States. But let's talk a little bit. I know you're really proud of the Memorial area that you serve because it's so centrally located. Tell us about the realtors in that marketplace that you serve.
We have a fantastic niche area, and I often love to just boast on not only the convenience, not only the fact that we're Stewart and we've been around for 122 years and that we have two fantastic closers, Vilma Martinez and Nancy Baker Jones, that have both been at that location, the Memorial Stewart office, for almost 20 years now. But together they have that experience. So it is unbelievable. We have a great support staff there. They do a fantastic job, and they've been there almost equally as long. So we have what is needed to make the process go smoother. The agents in our area depend on us. They can trust us. They know we're not going anywhere. If they want to have their closing there or they need to facilitate a mobile closing, we can do that as well, meaning we can go out to them if necessary. We're very familiar, Bill, with the properties that are in the area. Anything specific that could be a concern or that could not even be a concern, we have familiarity with that. And that is what I believe the realtors trust and they grow to love about us over at Stewart Title.
That's very interesting. Also, we are very familiar with the realtors in that area, the ones that are established and certainly new ones we meet every day. But as we are familiar with realtors and their needs, we also, everybody's individual, right?
Yes.
So we tailor it to the person. After getting to serve them again and again, we kind of know what they need to communicate with them in the way they want to be communicated with.
Yes, and that I'm glad you pointed that out. In being a partner or partnering with our agents, it helps them to facilitate, again, I cannot emphasize this enough, to facilitate a smooth closing. As our former person that was speaking, Brett, was talking about pools being a lifestyle and relaxing for the mind, the body, and the soul. Mm-hmm. Well, it's a similar transition over into real estate. The real estate transaction can be sometimes a stressful process. We are there to partner with the realtors to assist their buyers and their sellers in having a nice and relaxing closing over at Stewart Title Memorial. We have a lovely office with a fabulous view. There's lots of shopping, which is probably one of my favorites, as well as their great restaurants. The access is easy on, easy off. When you come in, we're like family. As we continue to say, real partners, real possibilities, because we are there to partner with those agents.
That's right. And the closing process is many things to people. Some people just want to get their check. They want to get the keys. But we'll also say the people that are health conscious out there, our title policies are 100% organic and gluten-free, aren't they?
Yes, they are. They are very organic and gluten-free,
right.
And they are homegrown.
That's right. And we try to cover all the bases. Natasha, let's tell people how they can reach you, and we will be stewards of their real estate transaction.
Absolutely. Again, my name is Natasha Livingston, and I do business development for the Memorial Office of Stewart Title. And our number there is 713-468-8900.
And again?
713-468-8900, and we would be glad to hear from you.
And be stewards of your real estate transaction. If you're a realtor driving around in that Memorial area, or you would like to close at our beautiful office and be served by Natasha, Nancy, and or Vilma, we want to also say bilingual. In addition to Spanish, we have staff that speaks Mandarin Chinese.
Yes,
so we're covering a lot of bases over there. But if you're a realtor driving around the Memorial area, we would be glad to serve you there at our beautiful office. In the meantime, thank you, Natasha Livingston. Bill Knapik sitting in for Kevin Price. Go to usdailyreview.com or thepriceofbusiness.com. Thank you, Mr. Price, for allowing me to sit here in the seat. In the meantime, we'll see you tomorrow. Once again, The Price of Business. Until then, thanks for listening.